Hello, and here we are with another edition of Quick Draw on the Happy Show. This is Matt Hawes, the artist and host. And this week we're going to try to do something a little different because we're going to draw a female character. The last couple times I've done it, it's been a male character like Spider-Man, Batman, Wolverine, and then even that Christmas dog. And sticking with the vein of doing comic book superheroes, with the exception of the Christmas dog, we're gonna make this a superhero that most people are familiar with, Wonder Woman. She's been shown in the new Justice League cartoons on the Cartoon Network, and they're actually working on a movie of her. I don't think they've cast anybody yet. They were talking about Sandra Bullock at one point, and let's see who else. J Lo, Jennifer Lopez was one of those that they talked about. I've heard people giving their own opinions, say they would, be curious to see China or the one lady who played Xena. I'm going blank on her name at the moment. And there I go, starting on the picture. Now she'll probably be a little bit more muscular than most females, because it's Wonder Woman. Hey, but I decided to do her basically in a kind of a running position. And like any quick draw, there's not really too much preparation here. It's pretty much just pretty much straight from the pen, like you see it there. And this is pretty much. I think this is all recording in real time. I don't think I really did any real editing. If you see any jump, it's just when I turn off the camera for a second because I need to position the paper or something. This thing was done on a tripod. The first couple shows, I was actually holding the camera while I'm drawing, and so that was kind of challenging. This one here, I'm not really holding the camera, as you can tell, because you can see, me looking down on the paper or what have you. This one I had it on a tripod, and the tripod was facing downward, and it's still kind of hard to get used to drawing whenever you got the camera trained on you, because I decided, I want to make it look as good as I can, and yet I'm also trying to do it as quick as I can. So it's kind of a compromise of sorts, and it's always kind of, I've said before, intimidating having a camera trained on you while you're doing it, even if, it's nobody really manning it. So here I go. And the one arm perhaps was a little too, I don't know, too muscular maybe. I don't know. And basically what I do is right now I'm narrating this while I'm watching it, just the same as many of you out there. It's not actually, I'm not actually, narrating it while I'm drawing. That would probably be even more confusing than it already is. I had a couple people ask me, say, when are you going to do a female character? You've been doing all the others. And I said, well, okay, I'll do that. I'll do Wonder Woman. I'll probably get around to doing some non-superhero, non-cartoony stuff at some point, but like I said before, it's what I'm familiar with, it's what I like the best. The draw is that sort of stuff, so that's what you'll see a lot of times, and it kind of fits in with lots of the other stuff that goes on with this show from time to time. There we go, doing a little builds. Now, see, the problem with doing it from this angle, with the camera and everything, is my hand's blocking it most of the time. And again, I hold my pencil a little differently than most people. And in fact, I never realized how many times or how much I point it while I'm drawing too. It looks like, but so a lot of times, unfortunately, you'll see more of my hand than you will the picture. It seems. But I tried to keep shifting the thing around while I was drawing, partly so I could make it easier to work with, but also keep in mind I wanted to try and make it as visible as I can whenever I was filming. It wasn't as much of a problem like I said when I was filming earlier, with the earlier drawings, holding the camera, because I could see through the viewer. That's how I was seeing the drawing anyway. So if I couldn't see the drawing, then you guys weren't going to be able to see the drawing, or vice versa. But I think you get an idea of what's going on here. I mean, there's a few shots where it's kind of blocked, but then other times where it's a little bit more visible to see. Wonder Woman's went through a number of costume changes through the years. This one is pretty much the modern suit that she wears. There's been slight variations. People may not even think about it as much or realize how much it's went through, how many changes. I was noticing like the boot there. Her boots have went through at least 3 or 4 different changes. Those are I basically went for probably what's the most most accepted look, I guess, the one that people are most used to. The thigh-high boots with the stripe down the center. For a time there in the 70s, there wasn't even the stripe in the center there, and then she used to wear sandals at one point. Back in the 40s, she wore boots that were similar to the ones she wears now, but with a more flared-out top. She has wore a skirt before. I went with the three-star basically look on her, kind of close to what they do in animation to keep it simpler, instead of having it totally spangled with stars. Did that mainly because it's quicker and it would be more visible on the camera here. And let's see, we're going. Oh, and then we're doing the chest emblem, which in this case on her breastplate there is a kind of a stylized WW, which that's another variation of things throughout the years. That, I guess, started around 1983 when they started doing that symbol. Before that, they were doing like the eagle. It looked like a golden eagle kind of symbol there, and that's the one that a lot of people might have remembered on the Linda Carter show, the Wonder Woman show from the 70s. Wonder Woman. that was more of the symbols that she had in the 70s, and actually from the 40s on up through the 70s, I guess. And her bands have changed size and everything. Like I said, she went through a few changes. The belt has slightly been changed stylistically. Same with her tiara. Basically, every inch of her suit has went through some kind of alteration through the years, but the basic look is the same. Basically, the red breastplate area, the belt, which is sometimes it's been white or silver, and sometimes gold, depending on colorist. The blue Star Spangled, satin shorts there, as they say on the theme song, and the red boots. Pretty much most of that has been basically the same image, so she's been fairly consistent. Now we're working on the hair there. Whee! Yeah. Like I said, just decided to go with a fairly simple running pose. Just to kind of just get a little feel of action, but try to do something that's interesting. Hopefully, Happy loves Wonder Woman. Of course, Wendy, the Happy Show dancer, takes her name after Wonder Woman. And poor Wendy, she's taking a rest for a while, so you probably won't see her for a little while. But if enough people were to ask, she might come back, do some more of her wonderful dancing. Anyway, so let's see here. Doing a little bit more rendering on the hair, it looks like. And once again, if you have any suggestions for any more drawings I could do, or just any comments or what have you, you can write to us at a happy show, all one word, at AOL.com, ahappyshow@AOL.com. That's our email address, and send comments, suggestions, recommendations, anything you want to talk about that concerns the Happy Show. We'd be glad to hear from you, and any ideas, like I said, we're open to suggestions. We're open to comments, criticism, anything. Or you can write 654B East Diamond Avenue, Evansville, Indiana 47711. And we hope that if you enjoy public access, that you should also let the station know, let the cable system that this is carried on know that you enjoy public access shows, because, or the thing is too, you can also be part of your own public access show. Now let's not get this confused with public television. We're not talking PBS. This is a whole different animal here, and this is a community voice for you and for everyone in the community, and you can come on and do your own shows. Dave W. Johnson, the kitchen magician, the culinary conjurer of Mealtime Magic, he had his own show and is working on other shows, and he was doing a cooking show. Before that, he did other shows. There's religious programming, of course. You can do all sorts of things on public access, and like I said, just call it carriers. Oh, look, there's Wonder Woman.